This is the Reds POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Cincinnati Reds. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Well, welcome to the Reds POSTCAST, brought to you by Locked On Reds and the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. I'm Tim Daniel. I am a lifelong Reds fan. I've been podcasting about this team for 5 years at publications such as Late Night Reds and the Riverfront. And I want to thank you all for spending some time with me tonight as we discuss the most unacceptable loss potentially of the season as the Cincinnati Reds dropped 4-2 to the Pittsburgh Pirates. If you're just checking my show out for the first time, welcome. We are so glad to have you. Please be sure to hit that notification button so you can not only get my show after each and every Reds game, but you can get Jeff and Steve Monday through Friday on Locked On Reds as well. This episode is brought to you by our friends over at Gametime. Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Well, on tonight's show, the Reds stumble in a game they really needed, and that was really frustrating. Who else stumbled really bad was Matt McLain. He was god-awful tonight. We're going to dive into that, but at least Elly De La Cruz looks like he's getting back to the Elly De La Cruz we all know and love. All that and a whole lot more. And of course, I'm going to hear from you, our everydayers, as we just try to vent through this one. Let's get started.
This is what you'll be talking about.
So, ideally, big picture, this game won't matter too much, right? But it does. Because the Cubs just blew a 5-run lead to the Mets. It's tied now. It sounds like Arizona and the Dodgers are getting ready to get started. That's fun. No, Diana was actually just screaming tonight at how mad I was at the television. I apologize for my voice tonight, but I don't mean to sound like RFK Jr. tonight, but that's where my voice is at right now. Because the Reds offense did absolutely nothing. And Brady Singer made things even worse with a terrible second inning where he just was like giving out beach balls. It looked like he was just asking them to put the ball over the wall. This was an immensely irritating performance with everything on the line and every win you possibly need against a god-terrible team who is on the verge of 90 losses, and you're on a verge of getting into the postseason, and you can't beat them because you're grounded into 3 double plays. All of that is unacceptable. You cannot have that crap in games like this. This is a joke, and this is an embarrassment. And when they go in the clubhouse tonight and they sit there and look at this game, they have to realize that this is on them. Not on Elly De La Cruz. No, Elly De La Cruz and Connor Phillips, they did their thing. Those two guys certainly earned a win tonight. Those two guys should have won tonight. Everyone else, Spencer Steele was pretty good too, and so was TJ Friedel, so I'm being a little overdramatic. But everyone else other than those guys, that was a joke. That was an absolute joke. It's the Pirates. They just traded off a lot of their team. You gained reward from them trading off their team at the trade deadline, and you can't beat them. And it's not like this is a new thing. Since you swept them in April, you lost 2 out of 3 to them at one point. You split a series against them in Pittsburgh. Newsflash, Paul Skenes pitched one of those games. Guess who's pitching tomorrow? Paul Skenes. And then you have this game where you come out there and you just look completely flat. This is the Pirates. And guess what? The Brewers are right around the corner. So you got to get this right. You got to get this right. You heard it all weekend, right? After you won that Cubs series, all we talked about was here we go. Here we go. We got a shot. We can do this. That was a whimper. That was deflating. That was letting the air out of the balloon. That was awful. Brady Singer really only had one bad inning. But that one bad inning, he looked awful. And then he had a really bad play where he was trying to field a first base from Steer. Terrible. Thankfully, the bullpen backed him up like they have a lot. And I can't be too mad at Brady Singer. He's been really good since the All-Star break, right? Like when Andrew Abbott struggled, he's really stepped up in that spot. How about our guy Connor Phillips again tonight? Inning in 2/3, 3 strikeouts. Looked awesome. Graham Ashcraft good tonight. Scott Barlow good tonight. So that was good. And then other than that, I mean, they lose this game by 2. They only get 3 opportunities with runners in scoring position the whole night. They don't come through with any of them. They leave 4 on base and they lost by 2 runs. I thought defensively they were awesome. I thought defensively they were really good tonight. You can't take anything away from that. That play Elly made in the 9th was awesome. It was really great to see. But everything else, it's just going to be, it's a really irritating day. And I know that I am just overreacting to the fact that everything's on the line right now, and we have not been in this mood, and we have not been in this opportunity in a really long time. But yeah, that was frustrating. And also, I hate the Pirates, so that doesn't help it as well either. And you know who was also just going to get chewed out by me here in 10 seconds after this ad break? It's Matt McLain, because if this wasn't his worst game of his career, it was up there. You're probably seen a million ads for hair growth products and thought, sure, like that actually works. There are so many products out there, and it's hard to know which ones are actually going to do anything. That's why you should give Nutrafol a closer look. Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement brand, trusted by over 1.5 million people, and it's not just hype. This is a supplement clinically tested that targets the root causes of thinning and shedding with a proactive approach. Whether you're at work, out with friends, or even just getting ready in the morning, Nutrafol gives you more confidence in your daily routine. And you can feel good knowing Nutrafol is NSF certified and backed by peer-reviewed studies. See thicker, stronger hair with less shedding in just 3 to 6 months with Nutrafol. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering Locked On MLB listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter the promo code Locked On MLB. That's Nutrafol.com, promo code Locked On MLB. This episode is also brought to you by our friends over at FanDuel. And the NFL season is here as FanDuel is making sure you're ready for kickoff with a can't-miss offer. Right now, new customers can bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. I love using FanDuel because it fits however you like to bet. Player props, my favorite, building a same-game parlay, or even jumping in live as the action unfolds. It makes every game more exciting, whether you're watching your team or just keeping an eye on your fantasy lineup. It's a quick, easy, and best way to add a little more energy to Sundays. So are you ready to play? Download the FanDuel app today by visiting FanDuel.com to get started. That's FanDuel.com to place your first $5 bet. Well, what a shout out every day here on the postcast as we discuss just an unbelievably stupid game performance by the Reds tonight. Thank you guys so much for spending some time with me. Please be sure to hit that notification button so you can only get my show after these last 5 games of the season. But you can get Jeff and Steve Monday through Friday on Locked On Reds as well. And once you're done there, please be sure to go ahead and check out Locked On MLB Game Night. They watch every single game so you don't have to. Let's get to the turning point.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
Well, it was the second inning when all 6 runs in this game were scored. And jabronis like Nick York, Alexander Canario got runs scored, and then O'Neal Cruz hits a 2-run home run. O'Neal Cruz, mind you, with his .205 batting average, came in and hit that home run. Oh, not to mention his .686 OPS and his .217 on base and .409 slugging in his last 7 games. Yeah, that guy beat you tonight. The guy that is for some reason often compared to Elly De La Cruz, and that's an insult to Elly De La Cruz. Speaking of insults to Elly De La Cruz, Matt McLain tonight was responsible in his 0 for 4 performance for 6 outs. 6 outs. Now, I have gone to bat for Matt McLain a lot this year, right? I have been here every game and said, look, it's a shoulder injury. He's going to be fine. I can't wait to see next year. I still can't wait to see what he does next year. I still think he's going to be really good next year. He's had stretches this year where he's looked incredible. He's had stretches this year where he's looked awful. He has been abysmal now for about a month. And they hit him in the 6th spot tonight. Why did Sal Stewart not start this game? The Reds don't score if they don't hit home runs. Guess what? Tonight, where their 2 runs come from? Home runs. They left 4 on base tonight, Danny. And the Mets just took the lead. So that's fair. Patrick, that's completely false. No one wants Jonathan Dia over Matt McLain. Trust me on that. But with that being said, there's no reason if they're in that 6th spot. If you really wanted to work around, do some unique lineup tonight, you could have done Sal Stewart there in the 6th spot. You could have hit Spencer Steer at second base. You could have played Gavin Lux at second base against a right-handed pitcher. There were a lot of things you could have done very well there, and you didn't. Adrian says it right here. Nobody behind Elly even touched first base tonight. Wow. Really frustrating performance, especially now that the Mets have the lead and are coming back on the Cubs. So this is just making this night even better, isn't it? I don't know, every time we say the season's over, though, something seems to happen. So I don't know. You guys declare the season over because maybe we'll get better at that. Maybe things will work out our way there. So yeah, frustrating day for Matt McLain, and this is just a really deflating performance by the Reds tonight, except for one man in particular.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
You know who wasn't disappointing tonight? You know who did everything he possibly could for the team to win tonight, both offensively and defensively? You know who was the man tonight? Elly De La Cruz. The 2-run shot, obviously responsible for the 2 runs in the game. Humongous. And a tank job. He looked like 2023 Elly with that swing. That was nice. Then he gets stranded on base, his other 2 hits, and also on a walk. So, he did his job tonight. Had a couple really nice plays at shortstop tonight. Haven't been able to say that for a while. It seems like he's finding his groove again. It seems like he's finding his groove when the Reds really needed to. So that's really nice. Especially because tonight they had 5 hits and 4 walks, and they could do nothing with it. Elly had 3 of their 5 hits, and they could do nothing with it. So it's annoying. It's annoying because we know how bad this team really needs this win. And now we're looking at a situation where the Cubs aren't helping us out anymore after they were helping us out. And so that's irritating as well. But with that being said, we will go ahead and wrap this one up and get ready for tomorrow. The Reds are losers tonight to the Pittsburgh Pirates, 4-2. The Pirates have 4 runs, 8 hits, no errors. The Reds have 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors. Your winning pitcher tonight, getting his first career win, as my phone does me no favors, is Hunter Barco. First outing of his big league career. Your losing pitcher tonight is Brady Singer. He is now 14-11. And Dennis Santana gets his 15th save of the year. And we know what tomorrow means, guys. The heavyweight bout. The pitching matchup of pitching matchups. Season on the line. What more could you want than a game like this? Hunter Greene. Paul Skenes. 640. GABP. And it's a must-win game now. Pressure's on. Let's see what they do with it. Everyone, thank you so much for a great night. I'm Tim Daniel. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. Go Reds, go Cubs, go Dodgers. Talk to you tomorrow.